Alright, so we can basically make it better at being human, better at being a machine, or more difficult for people to mess with it.
One of them involves the word multi-blade, which I think should influence our decision.
I know, it's such a cool word.
That's the one that makes it more...
The last one, though, I feel like is good because...
I like adding security to it.
Yeah, what if someone just, like, turns Ian into an evil robot that, like, nail clippers are legs?
I didn't know there was an option for
Oh my
people
god!
Miss Butcher, Julia says hi.
Oh, hi, Julia.
Reed says no, make it more gay.
These are
Funny you should mention.
Yeah.
We're actually a lesbian.
We are lesbian right now.
I kind of
Well, I
want to
mean, we'll be
go...
lesbian forever. No, we've made that choice.
What are we going to
Probably.
lose if we don't pick either the one that can store giant amounts of data or...
I think
I'm now worried...
tamper-proof is for military. Is like so,
yeah.
some government can't break in, and or for like so the U.S. military can't like break into your robot and control it.
More of an espionage. I don't know. I kind of want to protect it.
Okay.
But then
But
we
you
might
protect
be...
it, it's less smart or less empathetic.
Yeah.
So it's like security.
What do you guys think?
or-
There's only 3 options here. What do our viewers think?
We have one multi-blade. I'm not sure that's actually advocating it or just
saying it aloud. Type.
What do you guys
typing
think
it aloud
between
and-
more empathetic, more like computing power, or more defense?
I think Ian should be more empathetic.
Dylan Kitchen says.
He's
Lesbian.
really scary.
I mean, if
yeah.
you think about it, though, like, he could recall voices or faces and memories. He has so many eyes, so he'd be, like, good
That's a
at
good
recognizing a bunch of people.
You could
Yeah.
be like monitoring or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be like a
He's
really
like
good human robot.
CCTV.
Yeah, I kind of like that. That's a good argument.
Yeah, he could be like a political.
All right, let's go with that one.
Okay.
If I just turned into the NSA,
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh no.
that actually might be more like the second option.
All right. You think being too...
Yeah,
Rachel, you go.
okay. You think
I know I'm at the point too. I'm like, I can't read anymore.
I mess up on words, but it's okay. You think being able to quickly recall faces and events should help Ian out socially, +2 empathy. You also think the fact that you can use Ian as a home media server in a pinch, even though if you ever did this too much, Ian would probably start acting funny as he ran out of hard drive space. Good thing you've got better things to do, minus military. You lay Ian on your kitchen table, unbox the hard drive, and hook it up to his back. He squirms and flails his multi-tool hands as you do this. Ian, please demonstrate. Now it's time for Ian to learn about the great wide world.
Wait for Ian to become the ultimate banana-mancer robot. Thank you, Pink Sheep.
You sit down on one of your kitchen chairs and plug him into your apartment's high-speed internet jack. How will Ian learn rapidly a lot about the world?
You will troll. Is troll a word?
Troll, like...
Yeah, it means
travel.
to move slowly with like a big net and sort of...
Okay. He will troll the internet randomly and
This is the
Change it to
4chan
troll.
method.
devouring whatever information he finds most interesting. He will watch a ton of
4chan.
television programming and movies from the internet and fast forward. He will undergo a classic K-12 educational curriculum.
that will help.
No, don't do that. That's crap.
That's the one I'm picking when I first
He will
played.
quickly play all paths of a giant corpus of interactive fiction games.
Reed, your hair is dumber.
I think we should do the second one. I want him to be really
The
TV
TV
savvy.
programs.
Oh yeah, you guys are both film majors, so you're like, TV, of course,
Watch
is the
TV
best
and
way to learn
movies.
about
I would
the
actually
world.
like that because I really want to see him start interacting with us through TV and movie references.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be really funny. He'll be like a what's his face?
Like Abed from Ticketing, yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright, do Abed. I want to be Abed.
Reed Sullivan says no. He wins this one.
Alright, yeah, Abed.
Musical Abed, this is great.
You've
Oh my
downloaded
God.
a ton of torrents in preparation for this, and now you let Ian take the driver's seat for your laptop as he explores them all in extreme fast forward. The robot watches an episode of I Love Lucy for about 5 minutes, then moves on to Gilligan's Island. Little buddy, you've done... Oh wait, this is you, Ian.
Little buddy, you've done it again.
He repeats at the screen, mimicking the skipper's voice. Click, now he's watching Casablanca. He sticks around all the way
Nice
to the
choice,
plane
Ian.
scene at the end.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
He
Aww.
says with a glance in your direction.
Aww.
Was Ian talking to you just then? Click, now he's on Short
Uh-oh.
Circuit, an 80s movie about a robot that comes to life. He watches this about 5 times.
Oh
Ian is alive.
Ian says. He looks at you.
No disassemble. No disassemble, Ian.
He then takes an interest in the Three Stooges, then the Terminator
Oh,
movie.
shit.
Crap, why did we include those? Why would we do that? That's a terrible idea.
I would never do this.
Then the less well-known Schwarzenegger movie, Kindergarten Cop.
Alright.
I disagree, first of all. I think it's plenty
Okay, it is
well-known.
lesser known than
Then the
Terminator.
Terminator,
point.
yeah.
It takes a long time to learn taste in movies, you suppose.
Aw.
You take a
Not the
break.
Duma.
You can't follow the images nearly as fast as Ian can. When you come back hours later, he seems to be just rewatching the baffling time travel movie Primer over and over again.
Oh.
So you declare the experiment
Not even
over.
machine learning can get through Primer.
We had self-fulfilling idiocy compared to Primer multiple times. Where are we? Oh. Hey there, Ian. TV time is over. You can only manage to temporarily distract Ian until you finally end up turning the TV off.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
We made the correct decision! Ian says, flailing his multi-tool hands, "You're thrilled, it worked. Ian appears to have successfully used a sentence he's seen in the movie, in this case, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Where'd she go? Bring her back!
The television?
Can you say something that's not a direct movie quote, you ask?
Like a boss.
Says Ian. You resign yourself to Ian being as full of catchphrases as a middle schooler for a little while. But it's that shared culture and all those little
Shibboleths.
shibboleths of the cool or the geeky, depending on who you ask, that will help Ian get along with people. +3 to empathy.
All right.
Monty Python bringing us all together.
Help, help, I'm being repressed.
Alright, as you go to sleep that night, you find
Aw.
Ian shaking you awake. Yes,
This
Ian,
is like
you're as
a horror movie
clearly-
for him.
In Short Circuit, number 5's maker did not believe number 5 was alive until number 5 laughed.
Ian says.
I am worried that you do not believe I am alive. What should I do to convince you I am alive?
I'm gonna like cry. It's so sad.
It must have taken Ian a long time to formulate that question, piecing it together from snippets of language he knows. You consider your answer. Alright, this seems like an
Aw.
important answer. Either, I don't need convincing, I already know you're alive.
I think that one.
Sure, if you started to laugh at jokes, I'd think you were alive. Life is a poorly defined category. It doesn't mean anything. Ever hear of the Turing test? You've got to sit down at a computer and convince somebody in a chat conversation that you're real. Not that one, because the Turing test is garbage. You can't. Your intelligence will always be an illusion. Just the mimicry of the actions of others, which you do not truly understand.
I quoted Monty Python, dang it.
I think he's alive.
This is an
Yeah.
important answer.
I think we need to put A, or else he'll be stressed.
Well,
Everything else is stressed. He's gonna feel pressure to prove things
I mean,
otherwise.
the fact that you think that that's the problem means you probably think A is correct.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is
That's
he
true, I
alive?
guess.
Has there been some kind of confirmation that we actually have
I think
created
he's
artificial
alive.
intelligence
Yeah.
yet? Or is...
Well, we want him to be our friend, so let's.
Well, yeah. I guess if you guys do you believe he's alive?
I think
I mean, if he's
so.
not, it's not going to hurt him by telling him he is.
Yeah.
So, sure, yeah.
I guess you're right.
But how do you know?
Ian asks. Maybe how is the wrong word, you say. I
Or
feel
no.
you're alive.
Maybe no is the wrong.
Maybe no?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Maybe no is the wrong word, you say. I feel you're alive. But that's what you're really asking about, isn't it? Ian looks at you adoringly, then hugs
Aw.
Thank you, dear Sweetback.
you. Yeah! I already forgot about that. +2 to empathy. You pat him on the head. We did make a very pattable head.
Wooden mushroom.
Just remember, and now we're back to techie. Just remember, being alive isn't just a Boolean variable. It's continuous, so try to maximize it, okay?
Yes, dearest Meatbag.
+2 to autonomy. You lie there in bed. You lie there with Ian until you fall asleep.
Oh, you're like sleeping together. It's so cute.
Oh, I'm like the Gatsby.
Yeah, you just cuddle. You could cuddle robot. I hope you
Alright,
don't.
Rachel, you wanna go?
Yeah, sure. You establish a habit of bringing Ian with you to your office during the day so that he can make use of Stanford's high-speed internet connection while you write and grade papers. You then usually go to some public space after work so that Ian can play around in the real world. Where do you take Ian?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We have the park playground. Ian will enjoy the playground equipment and should learn to play well with others. The shooting range, Ian should learn to fire a gun.
The shooting range.
Not
Ian
after
should learn to
Terminator.
fire a gun.
Not after Terminator.
Yeah.
Not after Terminator. The dump, Ian could help me look for spare parts.
That's
so
very
gross.
utilitarian.
You're so
But he smells like
alive.
French
And
fries.
he's,
Living with life.
made of
Now go
wood.
troll the dump.
The garbage juices will absorb into his
Yeah, he is
body.
made out of wood. I keep forgetting that part.
I think
I'm
we
a
should
real
go
boy.
with the first one. Oh God!
And is he made out of wood
Pinocchio.
other than like, because he has tools in his
It's
hands?
actually
and
like a
stuff.
plastic wood mix. Remember, it's like lay wood or something.
Yeah, you're right.
So it just looks
Ian
like
is
wood.
right.
It's not really
It's
wood.
partly
But it's
wood.
pleasing to the hand and the eye.
Right. I
The
guess.
park?
Okay, he's too adorable. We have to take him to the park.
Yeah.
Dylan Kitchen is really
Make all the
about
children
us
cry.
being maximizing
I'm
human
alive.
killing skills.
What is?
Dylan
Oh.
Kitchen really wants us to be the human killer.
I think you should read this
I
part,
think we're
Ian.
already kind of far away from human killer.
Ian loves the playground, and he lets out a robot chortle of glee when he first learns to kick his legs to swing higher and higher,
Aww.
plus to grace.
He's so graceful.
The other parents at the playground are somewhat divided about what to think about Ian. On the one hand, you have the parents who are in the tech industry and who are often very excited to have their children interact with robots. They're surprised to see a robot like Ian, but maybe not as surprised as they should be. Maybe they're just jaded by Wired articles and the popular press making it seem like Ian was possible 10 years ago. On the other hand, some parents simply accept Ian's presence as just one of many things that they don't quite understand. The kids themselves don't really seem to care what their parents think. You've got the kids who cry when their parents shove them toward Ian, and the kids who want to stay with when their parents pull them away. You can't really predict who's going to like Ian and who won't, but Ian seems to be learning, picking up on subtle cues, so that sometimes he says goodbye before the kid has even turned to run. Plus to empathy.
That's almost scarier.
You finish your grant proposal for the National Science Foundation, promising a robot that will be able to understand human emotion better than any robot that has come before. A few weeks later, you find a form letter email in your inbox. We're sorry to inform you, many excellent applications this year. Encourage you to apply again. Discouragingly, you find that many of the reviewers talk about your advisor instead of you. Some of them barely seem literate, while others seem erudite, but just don't pay attention to what you wrote. The one thing that strikes you as directly aimed at you, though, is that a few of the reviewers essentially say your work could be more focused. You're interested in too many things, one says. Science is about studying a very specific problem to death. It sounds like your robot wants to do everything. You close your email client and sigh.
I hate that.
You're in your office, and Ian is seated in your ever-absent office mate's chair with his eyes closed, listening to the information flowing through his Ethernet cable. What?
Man, we have an office mate?
Apparently not. Do you want to try and do everything, Ian? He peeks through one open eye. Yes, dearest meatbag. You
Oh.
nod. Me too.
I've gone power hungry.
No, I think that's sweet. Like you learn to do everything. Like learn to play on the swings, learn to smell flowers,
Okay.
learn to bake cookies.
I think
Short
now
Line
I
Gamer
should
KSP says, I like
pause here
Ian.
and head out.
Oh, you need to go.
Yes, 9.
Oh,
about
okay,
9:30.
bye, Erin.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Alright.
So nice to hang out.
Yeah, I need to prepare for tomorrow.
Alright, Aaron's gonna head out.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody say bye to Aaron.
Boo.
Thanks for joining.
All 500 of you.
You're in your office contemplating what to do about this when Professor Ziegler opens the door without knocking. You smell the whiff of smoke on his Hawaiian shirt. We need to talk funding, Professor Ziegler says, grabbing a swivel chair to straddle the wrong way. He sidles up to Ian, whose eyes are closed as he explores the internet through his Ethernet cable. When Ziegler's swivel chair squeaks, Ian perks up and looks at him, but Professor Ziegler pays him no attention. Your robot here is simply not appealing enough to DARPA, Professor Ziegler says. It's too friendly.
Friendly.
Ian sinks a little in his chair. Professor Ziegler pays him no heed. Now, in crafting a message, you just have to make sure the audience doesn't hear more than one thing at a time, Professor Ziegler says. Right now, we're saying two things. This is a good robot for military, and this is an emotional robot. What we need to do is tone down the emotional part so that the military angle comes through more. You might think we need more military. We actually just need to be less emotional.
Oh my god.
Very easy.
Whoa, Ian's empathy is 17 currently?
He's amazing.
Yeah, we're not dropping that down.
Killing Kitchen feels vindicated, saying, I told you it should have been a human killing machine.
You allied with Professor Ziegler. Gross.
We're with Southern Tom Bombadil. That's not a good position to be in. Alright, so our responses are, you're asking me to reduce Ian's empathy from 17 to 3? No way, not happening. Or, I suppose if it's the only way I'll complete my education, I'll do it. Or, can't I just turn his arms into a gun or something? My offer is sincere. So,
All you asking for the Mega Man arm.
No gun.
I'm just gonna go with the first one.
Yeah,
I like him.
the other ones are terrible. Like,
I like
what?
him having...
He's having fun. He does the freaking monkey bars at the playground. How is he going to do that with a stupid gun arm?
I like him being surveillance and espionage more than... I don't want to
Yeah.
make him military. I mean, I guess that could be military also, but...
Yeah.
I'm a carrying spying machine.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be like a surgeon on the field.
The
The
Watcher.
spy who loved me?
We're
That was
just
a
building
thing.
the Watcher from Marvel, just somebody who... We're building a superhero robot. That's always what it ends up being with me, isn't it?
Oh, look at this.
Professor Ziegler's eyes narrow. You privileged students are all the same. You think this is all for your benefit, but someone pays your salary at the end of the day. Or at least, he used to.
Uh-oh. Wait, used to, you ask?
I'm letting you go, Professor Ziegler says. You're too much of a problem student. You're done here.
Yeah, this is actually my thoughts at the moment, too. You're firing me, you demand, but I'm a student. You can't fire me.
I can stop supporting your tuition and ensure you don't graduate, Ziegler says.
Graduate.
It amounts to the same thing.
I'll find a different advisor, you say impulsively.
Good luck with that, Ziegler says. They'll ask me what kind of student you were, and I'll tell them you were a problem.
Oh.
You look back and forth between Ian and Professor Ziegler in disbelief. You have... this is... Okay, never mind. You have no idea what Ian can do, even. I never showed you.
Get it through your head, Professor Ziegler suddenly barks. I don't need you. I can find other graduate students. So can everybody else.
Ian, say something. Ian looks back and forth between you and your advisor, who is ostentatiously practicing disinterest in Ian.
Z. Beeblebrox, I think you guys haven't thoroughly considered the gun arm option.
Maybe we should... if we come up with some kind of defensive weapon along the way, we could try to add that to him.
He hesitantly suggests, estimated strength of relationship between Rosie and Professor Ziegler, 18. I'm just trying to be brutally honest with you, Professor Ziegler says. There is no point in getting a PhD after you stop getting along with your advisor. Take your consolation prize masters. You're done here.
Thank you for turning into Matthew McConaughey for
Yeah,
a second.
it was kinda...
You're done here.
Not enough Matthew McConaughey.
You leave your office and you realize that he's probably right. There's really no point in staying with him anymore. Your classes are done and you never really learned anything from Professor Ziegler at all, except the ways in which graduate school is unfair. Please help me pack my things, you say softly to Ian. He does.
Oh.
You spend the next few days preparing to move. Professor Ziegler has reported to the registrar that you are no longer a student, and the school's bureaucracy has quickly decided it is illegal to let you stay in an on-campus housing. Ellie helps you move. Completely ridiculous, Ellie says, struggling with an extremely heavy box labeled books. This can't be how science is supposed to work. You should sue. It's okay, Ellie, you say. I don't really need the degree. I've got Ian, and that's what counts. But you can tell Ellie is troubled by the idea that the military's influence apparently destroyed your promising academic career. While you were busy carrying a heavy box with Ellie carrying the other end, you get a call on your new phone,
Oh, good.
which you have now had ample time to purchase. When you have set the box down, you check your voicemail.
Oh, can I do the reporter too?
Sure.
Oh, how are you gonna make him sound?
Hey, Rosie, this is Mark over at sfchronicle.com. I've heard you have an interesting robot that you've been taking to the park, and I'd love to do a story about it. Give me a call back.
Yeah, that's
Who
much
is
better.
that?
That's Mark the reporter.
Mark the
Okay.
Californian reporter.
It is the Bay Area. This number and the message ends.
You list the number. Oh yeah. There's a. You glance over at Ian, who looks distant as he listens to the Wi-Fi signal floating through the ether. Who is Service says sfchronicle.com. That's you.
Who is Service says sfchronicle.com is registered to the San Francisco Chronicle, says Ian. The San Francisco Chronicle is a newspaper that started its website in 1994, 24th in national circulation. He looks at you with interest. Mark is a reporter.
Well, that's interesting. If Professor Ziegler cares so much about his image, then tarnishing that image would be one way to get back at him.
Bayesian reasoning over publication rates suggests reporter's full name is Mark Ali. Ian says with his eyes closed. Mark's article with most social media likes is How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love DARPA. Article explains that DARPA stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
No, he's about military crap too, then.
Hesitates for a moment. Aforementioned article appears to contradict title. Reporter does not seem to have stopped worrying. Adjectives that bind to nouns describing DARPA and its projects. Crazy. Orwellian. Imperialistic. Overall sentiment analysis is negative.
And that's why you don't judge an article based on its title. I already messed up on that.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
which is a satirical thing about why nuclear proliferation is bad.
Ah. Thank you, Ian, you say. You look the guy up on your phone. The picture you find of the stubbly young Egyptian man with tousled black hair, hipster glasses, and a cigarette between his lips is probably outdated. But the disrespect for authority the man radiates is probably timeless.
Yeah.
You admit a part of you has always wanted to be famous, but you suspect this reporter also has done his homework about your advisor, and he may already have an intended angle for this story. Still, nobody on the planet has a robot as amazing as yours. Isn't it time you told the world about him?